Hello students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to discuss class 7 science chapter number 6 physical changes and chemical changes. In this chapter the few topics already I had explained to you in the previous videos as reversible changes, irreversible changes, physical changes, chemical changes. What are the defines of these all the four? What are the difference between the reversible, irreversible? What is physical change? What is chemical change? What is the difference between the physical change and chemical change? Because all these things we have already cleared in the previous video, so we will go through a new concept. But before starting a new concept, let me remind you about all these four things. Reversible change means these things we have studied in standard 6. Reversible change means when any substance come back to its original position or original state after changing it. That type of change is called reversible change. As for example, stretching of rubber. One example. Irreversible change, the material which do not come back to its original position but they remain the same material is called irreversible change. Irreversible change means, as for example, if I take a glass, just suppose this is a glass. This glass, water drinking glass, as it is made up of glass only. After, by mistake, this glass has fallen down. It has converted into the pieces of glass. So the material is same. This glass can't be converted into again back to its original form. So this is irreversible change, but the material are same. And if I had informed you about the physical change and chemical change, I hope all of you are remembered. The physical change means changes in which the materials do not form a new substance. They remain to the same substance. That is called physical change. And a chemical change, a material which gives a new substance after changing, is called chemical changes. So all the examples defines about all these four. Now I would like to ask you about what is evaporation, what is condensation, what is melting, what is boiling. Do they change? Do they give a new substance, or they come in the back in their original position? If I talk about the evaporation, can anybody tell me what is evaporation? When any material, just you think about the water. Here there is one water. As I have put the water into the saucepan and started heating, so evaporation starts. The process of changing of vapor from liquid. A process of changing vapor from liquid is called evaporation. Liquid was there, water was in the liquid state and it started changing into the vapor form. So gaseous form. So water changes into gaseous form. Liquid changes into gaseous form. So the process by which liquid changes into the vapor form is called evaporation. And as it was evaporating, I kept one plate, and on the plate I have taken some ice cube and I have handled with a tongs. So you will see now from this plate the small water droplets are coming. So means here the process called condensation. The process is called condensation. When this again vapor changes into the liquid, means the process by which the vapor changes into the liquid, the process is called condensation. Evaporation, condensation. Now, have you read the chapter number 4 that why solid expands on heating? You may have seen the plow by which the farmers plow their field. So in this plow you will see a small ring is there in which the wooden stake is being fitted. So that's why they are made up of very small ring. As they fit, after then they heat it so that metal ring get fixed into this wooden stick. So that's why solid expands on heating. As I have put water layer here after boiling, so liquid also arises till here, so liquid also expands on heating. Got it? So now after getting all this knowledge about the physical change, chemical change, reversible change, irreversible change, evaporation, condensation, melting and boiling, I am telling you, when any solid substance changes into the liquid substance, that point is called melting point. So you can see ice when starts changing into liquid. Ice starts changing into the liquid. That process is called, what is called? Can you tell me? It's called melting. Ice convert into liquid. So that's melting. And when this liquid starts boiling, means when the atmospheric temperature will become equal to that liquid's boiling temperature, so it starts boiling. So that is called boiling. Melting, boiling, condensation, evaporation, reversible, irreversible. Now the new topic which we are going to study is how do chemical changes occur? How do you understand that in this process some chemical changes are there? So these are our topics. I am going to give you some of the reactions. By with that reaction you have to just understand that really these topics are there or not. How many of you have seen the rusting of iron? Have you seen rusting of iron? In your windows you will see the iron rods are there. So as the rainy season comes, see these iron rods reacts with rain and the rusting starts. You think that our now grill is being damaged. So it loses the iron property. So how many of you have seen? I am going to give you one chemical reaction. Chemical changes, right? Chemical changes, especially a change in which new substance is formed. Our topic is chemical change. See what we have to do? We have to take copper sulfate crystal. We have to take one beaker. This is our beaker. Got it? In this beaker I have taken CuSO4 into 5H2. This is copper sulfate crystal. Blue color crystal will be there in chemistry lab. So you will see this copper sulfate. We have to dissolve some water in it. Till here we have dissolved and it became copper sulfate solution. CuSO4 solution. Copper sulfate solution. Okay. And I put one iron blade in it. What I have put in this beaker? Iron blade. In this copper sulfate solution, I have put, this was blue color solution. Which color? Blue color solution. And after putting blade on this is our blade. Just suppose here there is one blade. Okay. Just suppose this blade. Until here copper sulfate solution was there. Now just suppose this blade is made up of iron. So now this copper sulfate solution CuSO4 has changed into FeSO4, means ferrous sulfate solution, and the color of this solution has changed into green color solution. Which color solution? Green color solution. So you can see here earlier it was blue color solution, and as I put iron nails or iron blade in it, it had changed into green color solution. So this type of change is called chemical change. Why chemical change? Because in this chain we have seen the new substance has been formed, a new compound has been formed. Earlier it was copper sulfate and now it became iron sulfate. So you have seen from copper sulfate to iron sulfate, a new substance has been formed. So as it is written in your NCERT textbook also, a change with which you are quite familiar is the rusting of iron. If you leave a piece of iron in the open of the sometime, it acquires a film on brownish substance. This substance is called rust and the process is called rusting. You may have seen, this is your iron rod in your window. Everybody have seen window in their house, they are having iron rods. So if these iron rods are kept outside, especially about the moisture and air, means oxygen and water, if they both do reaction on it, so you will see this iron is being rust, means they are getting brown color changes. So this is called rust and this process is called rusting of iron. This process is called rusting, and since this is the rusting of iron, so that's why rusting of iron. This is also chemical change. Why? Because here iron had start reacting with O2. So here iron converts into iron oxide, and when this iron oxide reacts with water, so they give Fe2O3 and they release hydrogen gas. So you can see here, this is called ferric acid. Ferric acid. This is only called rusting of iron. What is this called? Rusting of iron. Chemical formula is Fe2O3. As you have seen how the rusting process occur in Windows rod. After getting the knowledge about the rusting of iron, if anybody will ask you about the chemical changes, you can give more demonstration or more examples about the chemical change, how the magnesium ribbon burns and it converts into the magnesium oxide. So if anybody will ask you, what are the characteristics of a chemical change? What are the characteristics of the chemical? So you have seen in this process, either heat or light will be radiated, sound may be produced, a change in smell may be occurred, a change of color can be occurred, a new gas can be formed. So by this all the process, you can understand a substance has taken a chemical change. So I hope all of you understand about the concept of chemical change, and the rusting of iron also you have seen. As the iron reacts with oxygen, it converts into. Now question is what? How to prevent this rusting of iron? prevention of rusting of iron. Prevention. So what happens? You know very well. We do paint, or we put oil, or we do greasing. Oiling, glazing, you know very well, right? How many of you know about this process? So after getting all this knowledge, see, just understand, in your vehicle, bicycle also, you will see in the rainy season, as it is getting rusting of iron. So you go to the bicycle shop and you just do the treatment of your bicycle. So they will tell you that put some grease on it, right? So as we do painting, oiling or greasing. So generally we talk about the painting, okay? And after that there is one process called galvanization. What is that process called? Galvanization. What is the meaning of this galvanization? Galvanization is a process by which iron is dipped into zinc or chromium. If anybody will ask you what is galvanization, the process of depositing a layer of zinc on the iron is called, means you will see the rod is made up of iron only, okay? This is the iron rod. Which rod? Iron. Fe. Fe means iron. Iron rod, okay? So you have seen here, I have written iron rod, okay? As this iron rod start putting rust on it, so what I have done, I have put a layer of zinc. So now it will look like stainless steel. You may have seen the reeling in your class, especially in the schools, whenever from up to down, some reeling are there. So that railings you can call this as, on the railings you can see these types of, you can say, ladder. On the ladder the sticks are there, they are made up of that iron only, but they are colored with the zinc color layer. So this process is called galvanization. What is this process called? This is especially used for prevention of iron from the rusting. As the zinc color layer is there, so zinc generally do not react with the water. So here zinc convert into the zinc oxide, but it does not react with the water. So this galvanization process helps in not rusting, means this iron rod will be not rusted. So in this whole chapter we have just studied about the chemical concept of physical change, chemical change. After the chemical change, as I have informed you about the galvanization, the last topic is crystallization, the process of, how many of you have seen sea water? You can go through the sea beach. This is your sea. The sea water is very salty, you know. Sea water is very salty in taste. So we collect this sea water, we put near the basin of that river. You will see after some time, as the sunlight fall on it, it dried away. And this sodium chloride or this salt is not good for eating. So we go through a process that is called crystallization. As it is written also in our textbook, the salt can be obtained by the evaporation of water. The salt obtained in this manner is not pure and its crystals are very small. The shape of the crystals cannot be seen clearly. However, large crystals of pure substances can be formed as solution. The process is called crystallization. It is an example of physical change. So crystallization, if anyone will ask you what is crystallization, crystallization is a process by which the impure solid substance converts into the pure solid substances. That is called crystallization. As the example, seawater salt, as this seawater salt is not pure, so as after the evaporation of this seawater salt, we go through a chemical process called crystallization. But this is, if anyone will ask you which type of change is there, this is a physical change. It is not an example of chemical change, it is an example of physical change. So we have seen about the whole chapter, the complete revision of physical change, chemical change, reversible change, irreversible change, the reactions. If you want to know more about the reaction, I will drop some link below in the description box. Just open the description box, you will find out some links. So go through that link, you will get a good concept of this all reaction. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Hope all of you have understand about this chapter. If you are having any type of doubt, then please drop your doubt into the comment box section. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.